Hey guys, it's your boy Phil Shocker, the Nanny City Junk here with our Week 6 match of the CPL, taking on Coach Cameron, aka the one of two commissioners for the CPL and fellow Devils Den homie. This was going to be a bit of a tough matchup for us because he has a very scary team, and more importantly, he has TERA DRAGAPULT, which is arguably one of the most scary TERA mods in the draft league format. He is only allowed to tear into Ghost and into some other typing, but let's face it, he only drafted Ghost, and that's all he really wanted. So unfortunately for us, we had to take it on this week, but I felt like we had a good enough matchup to kind of take it on, so I felt really confident going into this. Um, if you guys are excited for this week, leave a like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you're new. Join the Phil Sharker crew today because we feel that we came with the crew. There's only a few reasons why I'm post-commenting this. One reason being that for some reason my game was very laggy and I just did not like for some reason why it was laggy. I don't know if I had to restart my computer, reset the lag or anything, or it was just because this and this. Two, there was things that I wanted to address in this, and three, I just was also spoiling teams, and I think I might have spoiled my team that would have been for week 7. So I don't want my opponents to get any opportunity to know what I was building. So that's why we're gonna do a postcom, and I felt like this would be a more professional postcom because I felt like I ended it unprofessionally in my opinion. So we're gonna make sure you guys get the quality content that you deserve to see here, and go from there. So looking at Cameron's team, he basically brought everything we expected, except he did bring the Glamora, which I was a little surprised he brought, and the Farigarath. Now the Farigarath I can kind of see because it was one of his, if not only, best answer to Zoroark on his team, which was really important. But the Glamora was very shocked, and I was more shocked that there was no webs plus Quagsire. Quagsire was such a problem for my draft, especially my Walking Wake. Because now if you look at his team, Walking Wake literally just takes the world's giantest dump all over his team. Because combination of water plus dragon plus fire literally just destroys his team. So we had to think about this play and think about the setting that we had to go with. So we had to build around what we had. So and he must have felt confident, but he even said it in the description when we were talking that he actually did fear Wake and knew that he was taking a risk with what he was bringing, but he knew this team was going to be what he needed to win. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this game here. I'm actually going to play it on normal speed because you're going to find out about how fast this game really is. So I'm going to lead off my Heracross here. Reason why I led with my Heracross because it led off pretty well against anything and everything he wanted to go with, except for this thing right here. And looking at my team, I do not have a good switching into Play Rough here. I have basically 2 mons that are super effective from Play Rough, and I have like 3 mons that I don't want to take Play Rough. I first thought Fairy got resisted by Ghost, but as I looked at my Hisuian Zoroark, if this thing is shredded, I pretty much just died to this. So I didn't want to risk my Zoroark at that point. So I'm going to go ahead and make the hard switch out into my Swallow, but Cameron makes a really good prediction here. As you're going to see, he's going to go for the Liquidation. And that was a really good read on Cameron's part. Very good read that he knew I was going to be fearing the potential player up there since it literally hit on his team and he made the Liquidation play, which was his safest play. So really good read by Cameron. It was like you can say like not a massive read, but it was still a good read though because he guaranteed damage on my Mellow Jello here. But unfortunately, he gets a crit turn 1, and this is going to basically spell the end of us, and you're going to see why. Because if you guys didn't know my set, I was Acid Armor plus Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Ice Beam. You really look at his team, besides the Giraffe, Ice Beam, Sludge Bomb. Giga Drain, Ice Beam, I can cover that, basically beat a 1v1 if I can. Sludge Bomb, which takes hits after Acid Armor, beats that thing with Sludge Bomb. The only scary threat would have been the Farigarath. And I would have been able to beat this thing relatively 1v1 with acid armor and everything like that. The only scary thing that would have been would most likely been the Glamora, but I feel like I could have been able to weaken that thing down and then eventually would have beaten it in a 1v1 situation. And yeah, so that sucked for us real bad. So in comes the Glamora, which was pretty expected, but I didn't have any other play to make right here. So I was thinking to myself, okay, there's a possibility Cameron's going to probably click Stealth Rocks or Spikes right here. Or he could just go for the KO, know that if he gets the KO, he can go ahead and set up something with his Toxic Spikes later on in the matchup with Toxic Debris. But even himself really felt like that was stupid that happened turn 1. Which at least recognized that he knew that was kind of dumb. But he's actually going to go for the Earth Power here, and you're going to actually see a guy named Backwards Tactics here making some commentary during the game, um, which we're going to talk about right here. But I'm going to go for the click the Trailblaze here, is he's going to go for the Toxic Breeze, and he actually clicks Memento, and that was actually, looking back at it now, for one, I actually kind of forgot that this thing had Memento. Not going to lie, completely forgot this thing even got that. And he really triggered it at the. I think he triggered it relatively at the good thing. Okay, so it did help hard flashing. I was almost going to click Swords Dance here, but that basically would have put me at neutral attack. So at the end, Camera made it really. What I probably should have done on this play is I should have went. Not looking back at this game, I should have went into my Ostrich, aka my Spot. Because if I did that, Lumia Crash was super free, and depending if he's Cobra Cloak on this, Lumia Crash into TERA Blast should basically always KO this thing. And even if he clicks, like even if he's expecting the TERA fighting potentially, or the whatever, he either basically sacks that, or he might even go hard into this thing, or hard that. I get chip damage off of it, and I have my speed boost going, and then I can basically just check about everything else on his team, which is really good. So definitely looking back at this, I should have went in my Espathra, because then if you, again, went into this, and he's not Cobra Cloak, I would have been able to check this thing. So, but you're going to see right here that I actually do make a comment to Backwards about the commentary. First off, Backwards, just know that I'm not angry with you or anything like that. I just think when you see two opponents playing, you really shouldn't be making commentary during the game. It can be definitely a little distracting. I got a little distracted, not exactly in the moment. I made my play, I think, even with that commentary. But I just wanted to point out, just in case of the rest of the battle, we were getting into it. We wanted to make sure there was no commentary. And I'm not saying you don't have to do commentary. You don't have to stop doing commentary or never want to do commentary. Like, I'm obviously doing close commentary right now, and I don't like doing that. I like doing like live commentary. But I just don't like it when someone's commentating my game and it's in the chat and they can. It's because, like, think about it. You give both players ideas to do things, and that makes the other opponent then have to rethink what they're going to do. So it's best not to make commentary about that, just so you cannot sway any decisions. And plus, when you make a comment like this, 3-kill advantage, the start isn't looking good for further, you're basically telling me that I'm in such a bad spot and I'm looking really bad at the moment. You're basically telling me that I'm going to probably lose this game. You're probably telling me that I'm in the worst spot right now, and there's going to be no way I can come out of it unless I make plays. So, just for the future, you can watch games and stuff like that. Just please, if someone's okay with you doing commentary during the game, they can let you do it. But just for the future, just don't commentate games. It's not really appropriate, I feel like. And again, you can affect someone's decision during the game. But now with that range over, also, Backwards, like I said, we're cool. Nothing's wrong with us. We're still cool. Everything will be all right. So getting back into the game real quick, I just want to get my mini rant out of there just real quick. I'm basically in a really tough spot here because I can't touch this Pult. So I have to now go into my quote-unquote Greninja, as this is my Zoroark. And this is where another really big misplay happens. But at the same time, it's not the misplay that ends the world. Because here's the thing. This is my Zoroark. And if I disguise Zoroark as Sylveon, I'm in such a strong position here. As he actually clicks Dragon Dance. Now, this was, I'm not going to lie, a confusing set. Because I felt like he definitely would, with having the Glamora in this matchup here, and having Toxic Spikes up, knowing that I lost my Grounded Poison, I guaranteed thought that this was going to be a Willow Hex set. And it would have made so much more sense against my draft, but he brought Dragon Dance, which it's a little questionable in my opinion. Just a little bit, but I can kind of understand why, because Dragon Dance with Physical Ghost Stab is very good. But now it comes down to this play. Cameron now has to decide whether he wants to click Terra Blast here, expecting me to switch into my Sylveon here, or he has a decent chance to just go ahead and click a Dragon move because he knows that if this is my regular Greninja, it dies. But if he also knows that this is potentially Zoroark, then it also dies. But Cameron cannot play around the fact when I have a Zoroark here. So Cameron, I think, was kind of like in a 60-40, almost 50-50 play right here. And unfortunately for me, Cameron gets the 50-50 right, and he is actually going to take out my Zoroark, which basically means the game is over. Like, even if I went Sylveon, you're going to see that this +1 Terra Blast, even if I swapped in, I took poison damage, I would have died. I would have died. So at this point, I literally just say GG. There's literally nothing I can do. There is legitimately nothing I can do. Adamant pull basically clean. Jolly pull could have maybe factored in some rolls, but I think at the end of the day, there was just nothing I could have done. And we lose this game, unfortunately, and we lose this game 5-0. And I don't know why it's lagging out here real quick for you guys, but this sucks, man. It sucks because this was a massive loss to us and it hurts our differential because I think we had decent differential. Now I think we're either at 0 differential or negative differential now at this point. And again, I can't really blame Cameron for the loss here. It definitely came down to just that turn one, dude. That turn one affected the end game really badly, and it was just so stupid how that played a factor because that Swallow was basically poised into a position to where it basically could have helped us still, and we could have also been in a better position, because then I could have been felt confident to sack off Swallow, not to get poison damage on any of my Pokemon really. I mean, it would not have affected the Dragon Darts rolls, but it could have just factored in some other things as well. Like, it really sucked. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just super annoying because I would have been having the opportunity to go back and forth between Sylveon and Zoroark, and would have forced Cameron to constantly have to then be really make top 50-50 plays, because with those top 50-50 plays, he would have been forced to either clicking Terra Blast or Dragon Darts, and if we got the one opportunity that he couldn't get the Dragon Darts on my Zoroark and click Terra Blast, I would have won. I would have got rid of this thing, and pretty much my spot throw was game to win the game at this point. Even with my Zoroark as well, because my Zoroark was Scarf. I would still have to move around for Rigorath, but I still would have been able to put myself in a position to where I could have won. So, yeah, we take a massive loss this week, and it really hurts us really bad. But we're still in the playoff hunt. It's 9 weeks. We got 3 weeks left to go. We do have to win it, guaranteed at least 2 to have a chance to make the playoffs. Because I think it's top 4 or top 3 in each division. I could be wrong. Basically, we have to just win 2 of our 3 games to guarantee playoffs. If we win all 3, we 100% clinch. So it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough because next week we're taking on another team, but which I do think we have a better matchup in. But it's going to be really tough for us to beat because, again, it's Terra Dragonite. We went from TERAPULT to Terra Dragonite next week. Oh, God. But with that being said, though, thank you all so much for watching. Again, I'm sorry if this commentary is not the greatest and you guys are kind of sad this is a post-com. I can't do anything about it. It's literally what I have to do, and just to make sure it's more professional. And plus, I don't want to give you guys like a sour video and stuff like that, where I'm just like either like unprofessional and stuff like that. And plus, Cameron didn't do anything wrong. We did talk after the game, and and he discussed that if I didn't make certain plays, he definitely would have done the plays he would have done, which were the safe plays, and I could have actually put myself in a chance to win there. So I blame myself for some plays that I wasn't thinking at the time. But yeah, but GG's to Cameron, though. I think I know a better idea now about his team if we have a chance to face off in playoffs or a rematch. This again was a big win because whoever won this basically they had to win 1 or 2 games to make playoffs. So we are now in a more harder situation now, but we're going to have to bounce back next week, and I'm hoping we can. But yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week, and hopefully we can bounce back. Until next time, guys.